So you've made some governance changes at IPAC. What exactly are they and why were they necessary?
Well, that's a great question, Toby. We've taken some steps this past year to really move our board governance into best practice, and so we've reduced the number of board members. And what I'm most proud of is we've moved to a regional council model that'll provide a platform for deeper engagement with the 18 regional groups that are working across the country. So we're really consolidating. We're moving to best practice in board governance, and we've got a new and more powerful voice for the regional groups.
What would you hope to expect from the regional groups? What contribution could they make? Would you like to see over the year, just as the new president?
We have a new group in the Northwest Territories now, and I'm hoping that we can expand our reach across the country, reach more senior public servants and more practitioners across the country, and really to reinvigorate the regional groups and try to get them to build membership.
So if they're the foundation for the membership, essentially, to grow that base of the public administration members in IPAC?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, at a certain level, IPAC is really a grassroots organization. It is about the members, and as president this year, I'm going to really be focusing on membership and the members, and making sure that we're listening to what their needs are, and offering programs that make a difference for them.
My sense is that one of the needs that they have is for learning events and that kind of area where they can discuss best practices and learn. Is that a correct read?
Yeah.
Or?
Yeah, I think this is one of the important things that IPAC offers. Is really it's a convening place where public servants from different levels of government can come together and really share best practices. It's a very, very powerful thing that IPAC does, and so we'll be focusing on that this year for sure.
Years ago, there was a big debate about IPAC being too focused on the senior executive level and then moving to be more grassroots. Are you comfortable with the balance, if that's the right word now?
Yeah. Well, I think there's always a debate in an organization like IPAC and where the focus should be. The bottom line here is IPAC needs to make a difference and be there for members at all different levels, whether senior deputy ministers or city managers or new professionals, and we really try to offer programming for all levels.
You have an academic component that is important to the future of IPAC. Any changes expected along that front over the next year?
Well, IPAC's critical role is really in bridging the academic and the practitioner world. It's one of the unique things that IPAC does. So we're always looking for opportunities to strengthen our relationship with the academic world. I believe there's 25 schools of public management operating across the country now, so it's really an expanding field of academic pursuit, and we want to build relationships with those schools and make sure that our programming is taking advantage of that knowledge base that's in the academic world.
So let me move a little bit beyond IPAC, although this presumably would have relevance. What do you think is going to be the biggest or the most pressing issue that governments are going to face over the next year?
Yeah. Well, I think the economic volatility that's facing all governments is really a struggle. So, tackling deficits, maintaining services, trying to be more efficient, focusing on productivity, I think is a challenge for all governments, whether they're in central Canada and with a traditional economy or whether resource-based economies. All governments are going to be under pressure. And I think IPAC, because we'll focus on public administration and policy development, can offer a lot to that scene.
Yeah, it seems to me there's a huge role there, particularly if you accept the notion that the governments are changing, the public sector is changing, and the kind of administrative solutions, I guess, or tools that an association like IPAC can bring are just critical, even more so than ever before, I would think.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's an exciting time to be a public servant, and watching the evolution of public administration and watching the evolution of the public servant of society is really fascinating, and I think IPAC is going to be able to really ride a very interesting wave over the next few years.